Welcome to another episode of Satchats Short Stacks. I am your host, Chris, CEO and founder of Ithaca Hummus, proud Bitcoin multi-coiner and Bitcoin smash buyer.
And I'm your co-host, Stuart, Bitcoin maxi who wears prescription sunglasses to protect you and your loved ones from my Bitcoin laser eyes.
All right, so today we are going to answer a very simple question, perhaps the most basic question of all when it comes to Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Okay, so before we dive in and really unpack this, we'll just start with a really brief description. Bitcoin is digital money. It's engineered money. It's the best money ever created. It is decentralized, so it's not owned by any banks or governments, which makes it uncensored and not controlled by a third party. And it's a global currency, the first of its kind. Bitcoin is for everyone. So let's unpack these a little bit, starting with the first point here, which is Bitcoin is digital money that you can control. It's engineered digital money. So think about Bitcoin like cash for the internet. It's not like dollars because it's not owned by banks, governments, or a company. It's totally decentralized. There are no middlemen. There are no restrictions to how it can be used. All the transactions of Bitcoin are kept on a public, transparent ledger called the blockchain, so no one can fake or alter them at all. And so you can imagine that you're sending money internationally, right? There are no banks delaying the transfer, no high fees, and no one can block it. What do you think, Stuart?
Bitcoin is digital cash. And if you get interested enough in Bitcoin to read the white paper, Satoshi Nakamoto, pseudonymous creator or discoverer of Bitcoin, says in the very first sentence, Bitcoin is electronic peer-to-peer cash. Someone figured out how to make a truly scarce resource online that can't be copied or tampered with. And that creation means that we can use internet money.
That's actually a really good segue, which brings us to point number 2. Bitcoin is scarce and can't be printed like dollars. So important. We think about dollars, fiat, inflation. When the Federal Reserve or your nation state can just press the button and create more of the currency that you use and save in and spend, that means the value of the dollars or the nation state paper that you're holding immediately goes down. Bitcoin cannot be manipulated in that way.
Imagine building a house on top of quicksand. If the government came to you and said, we will take care of everything about this house for you, all you got to do is live inside it. The one catch is it is slowly getting swallowed up by a pit of quicksand. Would you take that deal? Never. You would never do that. Fiat currency is controlled by the nation state. Cryptocurrencies are controlled by their creators or issuers. Bitcoin is controlled by no one and everyone who uses it. It's a protocol that comes with rules. It says there's only 21 million Bitcoin and we really don't care how much you want to change that. It won't change. So it is money that you can count on.
There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. So that's a maximum number of Bitcoin that will ever be mined and in circulation. We can't make more of it, which means that it's actually will become deflationary, right? Dollars, as we print more of them, that's what causes inflation. At a certain point, we're going to run out of newly minted Bitcoin, which means that the value of the Bitcoin will have nowhere to go but up.
Bitcoin follows the rules. Bitcoin plays fair. Fiat currency does not.
Yeah. So, third point here, Bitcoin is secure, global, and for everyone. It runs on a decentralized network of computers called nodes. So think of these nodes as computer fact checkers that are all over the world that are constantly checking the work of the miners to see if they've correctly solved the puzzle or not, and also making sure that the transactions are kept accurately on the general ledger that we call the blockchain.
The internet allowed us to take control of information. And now we live in a world where it's very hard for a nation state or some type of powerful entity to try to tell you what's going on, because there's video footage of the opposite thing happening on the internet. You can't fake it. Bitcoin is internet money that is going to take the financial power away from the nation state, because they won't be in control of it anymore. We will. So it crosses borders. It's online. It's worldwide. It's 24/7, 365. And literally anyone can go online and buy Bitcoin right now.
And when you do that, you actually physically own the Bitcoin. You direct custody Bitcoin in a way that you can't do with dollars, or you would never want to do with dollars. I mean, if you put $100 bills underneath of your mattress, that would be a horrible idea, because what's going to happen to those dollars over time? They're going to go down in value over the last 10 years pretty drastically, pretty quickly. So what do? You put them in a bank. Savings accounts kind of used to be a thing, but the interest rates on a savings account don't even keep up with inflation. So think about money even if you were to store it in a savings account at a bank. Do you actually own that money? No, you've got to trust a third party who holds your cash at the bank. What happens if they seize your account, or if the bank crashes? You don't own it directly the same way that you can direct custody Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, right. And so, for example, you could also have your house burn up, and then the money under your mattress literally just goes away, or someone could steal it. Bitcoin lives on the internet, and it cannot be stolen by someone coming into your house. It can't be burned up in a house fire. It can't be manipulated by a bank who wants to give you a tiny interest rate while they make a bunch of money off of it themselves. It's currency that you can own. When you take it into self-custody, when you control your own keys, that's your money, and you can do whatever you want with it, whenever you want with it, without a third party saying, oh, well, I'll take that and then I'll hand it to them. It's peer to peer.
We want to thank you for joining us for another episode of Sat Chat Short Stacks. And we would love it if you shared, subscribed, commented on our content. We've got to feed the YouTube algorithm so that we can get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched as quickly as possible, because once we do that, we're going to unlock a special live show on Friday mornings at 10 a.m. So we appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.
And remember, Sat Chats Short Stacks is for educational purposes only and should not be construed as financial advice.